Hey guys, a different type of video. It's going to be mostly unscripted, but as they pointed out in the most recent Titan Talk,
I do think there's one other thing that was going to pull up really quick, though.
Yeah, cool. Before we end the show, we saw something really cool that we wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna pull up the Steam page really quick, and you all may notice that the recent reviews have bumped up to mostly positive for Smite 2.
76%. So I want to take a look at the most recent reviews, respond to them, see what's up. Okay, let's go. Let's get by the reviews by friends. Okay, in the past 30 days. Jar Jar Trump. The main selling point sounds like it was supposed to be improved graphics. If they're better, you can't tell. Jesus Christ. I mean, you have to be blind if you think you can't tell the graphical difference. Smite 2 has way higher fidelity. Not that that is the main... I mean, maybe it's the main selling point. I don't really know what you would consider the main selling point. But there's a lot of new and interesting features and gameplay in general. It plays like Smite, but it's very different. And I really enjoy that part about it. So I don't really agree with that. They look fine, but not good. I mean, what does this even mean? Gameplay is identical to the first game. That's not true. Really not sure what the point of the sequel is. Reminds me of Overwatch 2 more than anything. Okay, so if you somehow don't know about Overwatch 2, they took the game of Overwatch 1, put a 2 on the logo, removed a character, and then released it. So, they're not a character as in the character, they removed a character slot. So it's 5v5 instead of 6v6, and then replace it. Basically, the whole point of Overwatch 2 was to be a shop change. They just changed the shop to make it more predatory. $80 for a skin, that kind of stuff in Overwatch 2. The change is... Oh, I already rated this as no, not helpful. 133 people found this helpful. 5 hours on record, by the way. Anyways, this guy clearly doesn't really know what they're talking about, hasn't played the game. 31 hours on record, 0.6 hours at review time. So this guy played the game for just over 30 minutes before writing this review. This is going to be fun. Dot with smile dog as the icon. Long story short, Smite is not dead, that's true, but everything is a cash grab now. That's... Okay, let's see what he means by that. Paid, misspelled wrong. Paid access to the alpha of Smite 2, which in itself is alright, but the price is insane for an alpha of a MOBA game, the genre that is infamous for a free-to-play model. So, it's true that it is a free-to-play alpha. However, if you did any research and look at it, buying the alpha key actually gives you the All God pack, which is probably the best purchase in gaming. So you are, by buying the alpha access, not only are you helping develop the game, not only are you being part of this growing community, but you are also getting the All Gods pack. So it's a lot like, why is the paid alpha for PoE 2 good? PoE 2 gives you microtransaction points when you buy you get $30 of microtransaction points in PoE 2 if you buy the access key. But in Smite 2, you get the God pack, which is roughly $25 to $30 value. So, you're basically buying the All Gods pack, but you also get to play the game for longer. I don't really get what it is. And they give out, like, hundreds of keys. I mean, frig, like, comment below if you want a Smite 2 access key. I'll give it to you. I have, like, 3 or 4 of them banked up. Number 2. Instead of making Smite 2 a separate appealing option that stays in an actual alpha, will Smite 1 continue to be the main product? They're trying to capitalize on the paid spelled wrong again, alpha, and are intentionally ruining Smite 1 by doing the following. Stopping all esports for Smite 1 and moving it to Smite 2, an alpha game. Okay. Stopping new god releases for Smite 1, yep. Making every Smite 2 god an upgraded version of them in Smite, that's a positive. Ruining the game balance of Smite 1, I don't know what that means. Bringing back to Smite 2 things like Comet Blink and Hog that were removed from Smite 1 a long time ago. Okay, so instead of trying, so what he's basically saying, instead of Smite 2 trying to compete with itself, well, it's an option, well, it's an alpha, well, Smite 1 continues to be a main product. What do you mean, be the main product? So he wants Smite 2 to be a secondary product to Smite 1, like a little side thing, I guess. They're trying to capitalize on the paid alpha and are intentionally ruining Smite. Okay, so first of all, we went over the paid alpha thing already, and they are intentionally ruining Smite 1. So they are not intentionally ruining Smite 1. That is foolish. Of course you're moving esports to your second game. Of course you're moving esports. Could we have had another year of Smite 1 esports? Sure, but then we wouldn't have the really hype Vegas LAN to come at the same time as Smite 2's free-to-play launch. Ruining the game balance of Smite 1. Honestly, it's awesome that they're still doing balance changes for Smite 1. So that's just, like, they're providing time and money and effort to the game that is not the future of their company. Huge kudos to the Smite devs for keeping Smite going like that, even if it is just balance changes. bringing back Smite 2 to things like Combat Blink. This Combat Blink isn't actually even that good in Smite 2. Clearly they don't know because they've played 30 hours. But Combat Blink is not actually that good. Sunder was that good, but they nerfed it. Now it is just fine, and it's a good thing to pick. And you should have one on your team, which is fine. Sunder is a fun item to use. It's a lot like Ignite in League of Legends, where it does damage as well as being a secure, and it's just really fun and versatile that way. Fake. Okay, so number 3. Fake promises about legacy gems and fake Smite 2 gameplay advertising. He really he's not even elaborate. He's just saying this. He's just saying this. Anyways, he's just saying this. He's literally making up fake promises about legacy gems. So, okay, the slower half of the Smite community, people who don't really understand words or reading, did not understand what legacy gems are. They are giving us all of the gems you have spent in Smite 1 as effectively half off coupons in Smite 2. The reason this is incredibly charitable is because they are not simply just porting stuff from Smite 1 to 2. They are completely remaking gods, skins, animations, maps, icons, everything from Smite 1 to Smite 2. It's completely brand new. They can't they can use some base maps and stuff like that, but most of it is just entirely brand new stuff. And them giving us these legacy gems, which what fake promise are you talking about? Does he not know that you can buy legacy content with 100% legacy gems? Does he know that, these legacy gems, they what? I'm baffled as what he thinks about the fake promises about legacy gems, and I think it's just a stupid person moment. No flack on this guy. Some of us are just a little bit slower, but I don't think he really understands what he's talking about here. And fake Smite 2 gameplay advertising. No, I can't say anything about this because it's so dumb that I don't even know where to begin. What does he mean? Okay, if you can think of anything what he means by fake Smite 2 gameplay advertising, please comment below. I have no idea what he's talking about. The overall UE3 to UE5 thing is just an excuse. Established MOBA games are not the type to make a sequel for. Dota 2. And the time of making MOBAs has long gone. Okay, not true. They brought back Gigantic. They made Predecessor recently. The other predecessor is Paragon the Overprime. They're making Deadlock. Just wrong. MOBAs are very notorious for toxic communities. Okay. Meta slavery and matchmaking. Also okay, who cares? UE5 does nothing for Smite but make it more inaccessible to people with mid and below PC. This is not true. I'll go over that later. Matchmaking issues are still there for both Smite 1 and 2 after 10 years of development experience. Yes, matchmaking is not implemented. It's apparently supposed to be implemented for January. It is a huge blunder that they didn't launch with matchmaking. I don't know how or why they didn't launch with matchmaking, but, on launch, the matchmaking wasn't going to be good anyways because the system would have to build experience on how good these players are to be able to matchmake them, so matchmaking on launch wouldn't have been good anyways, although I agree that matchmaking not being in the game is a huge issue. Bugs like Yanis portals, Uller animations, Achilles dashes, Morgan, etc. are a reason to fix them in Smite 1, not release a new game in UI5 with potentially new bugs. Okay, so UE3 to UE5. The devs have quoted directly they could not port it from UE3 to UE5. That's not possible. They are working on a heavily modified UE3 engine in Smite 1 that is so old that all of the developers that they can pull from, the ones that they can hire from, the developers that are available for them to hire, would not have any, not much, or if any, experience on UE3. They would not be able to work on UE3 whatsoever. They have not done it. Most of these new developers coming in, it's just an antiquated system. Nobody works in UE3. Plus, Smite 1 has years of spaghetti code. I mean, imagine somebody has written 10 years of code, and you are a new hire. You have never used this engine before, and you're tasked with trying to figure out why Uller animations ghost sometimes when they hit somebody. You're going to have to go through 10 years of code with probably a mix of good and bad comments on them. You're going to have to try and first of all, learn UE3. You're gonna have to try and figure out. You're gonna try and fix one thing. Something else might break because it's tied to this weird system, and so you are going through just years of unsorted, random code, and these bugs have been in the game for so long because of this. nobody knows how to develop on UE3 anymore, if any, you know, if there may be a little bit, but you know, nobody really knows. The engine is so old that upgrading is just not feasible, and these bugs are the reason they are in the game is because they can't be fixed. They, you know, like, even if they fix them, maybe new bugs will pop up later. What is the point of fixing these bugs when going to UE5 just makes the transition so much smoother? I mean, in UE5, there's been no ghosting. The animations have been clean. Like, whenever I go back and play Smite 1, there's so much ghosting. Like, you try to cast an ability, it plays the animation, it goes through, but then it stops, like, after, like half a second of playing the animation because you accidentally cast it in the wall or something. And that is just not... it's not a fun gameplay experience. And UE5... newer, they can fix it from the ground up. You know, they can work with 10 years of experience going forward into UE5 and just come out wiser altogether, you know? The additions to Smite 2 are mostly things removed from Smite 1. If they're saying they... What? If they're saying they can now utilize their 10 years of experience making Smite, why is that... What? The additions to Smite 2. I wonder what the additions he's talking about. Like, if you're trying to say that the addition of Haste and Fatalis and Combat Blink and I don't even know what else he was talking about. Adding those two things is the only additions to Smite 2. Then I mean, I get that you only played half an hour at the time and you only have 31 hours total, but I mean, you're gonna need to elaborate more on this. This is just a random take. I don't. it doesn't make any sense. Conclusion of this: Smite 2 is not an improvement over Smite 1. Every change they did in Smite 2 could be done in Smite 1. No, that's not true. The whole alpha thing is a scam. That's also not true. They killed Smite 1 for you to be offered this alpha. That's not true. Smite 1 is still playable and more popular than Smite 2 at the moment. Why would you pay for this alpha or wait a few years for an actual release? Oh, I mean, it's happening in a month. When you can play other games and forget completely about Smite by the time Smite 2 is released. So, why would you pay for the alpha? You get the All God packs, you get to play your favorite game, Smite. Not waiting a few years. They were clear about that, but clearly you don't know how to read or listen. And forget completely about Smite. Yeah, I mean, however, Smite 2 will still be a good game, gameplay-wise, when this abysmal alpha ends and the game becomes free to play as it should be. Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. Even though all of your points are stupid and dumb, no, this is true. It is good because of how great Smite core gameplay concepts are. Yeah, that's true. Smite has always had great character designs, great gameplay. It's been really fun. But it's not a sequel to Smite, it's a cash grab scheme. This is not true. Overwatch 2 is a cash grab, Smite 2 is an upgrade. Where's a good Okay. Been playing since launch. Very different. Yep, that's true. It's quite different, even though it's mostly the same core. Apart from everyone building anything. Yep, that's really cool. Currently, there is no counter to the stun lock meta. Stun lock meta. Yeah, show me where that is. I know it's still in alpha, but it seems like they either completely overlooked this or they're trying to push that kind of... What? CC chaining isn't anything new to Smite, but in Smite 2 they've taken a step further where there's no way to counter/punish being CC'd or reduce time in Smite 1. That's true, they don't have CCR. They should add CCR. That'd be really nice. I would like that stat on things like Oni Hunter's Garb where they're not being built that much, but if they put CCR on it, I think you would. That being said, there's no counterplay. You have Beads, you have Hog. You have Hog is in like the Xerxes Hexstone. There is still built-in CCR, and they actually went through and they reduced the CC on each character and throughout the game. So there's like characters that like Thor has like a 0.8 second stun or something like that. Or good luck if the enemy team has a Nuwa and Athena or Danza. Nuwa is annoying for sure. Her stun is great for setting up, but if you don't hold W into her in lane, you can't lose to her. Or Danza. I mean, Danza's great at following up on CC. I do like Danza. But I do not recommend this game in its current state. I would wait for them to rework items or add more to achieve a better dynamic of the current meta. More items will always make it better. That's just true. But the game's already in a pretty good spot. PSB... Beads are useless. What? What do you mean beads are useless? So, this player very clearly is not that good at Smite. And that's fine. You don't need to be good at Smite to enjoy it. But, very clearly, he doesn't really know what's going on. Beads are useless. I'm taking beads like every 3 games. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see, beads, ages, beads, blink, ages, beads, blink, thunder, blink, beads. Yeah. So, by the way, I have a 71% win rate. I know what I'm doing for the most part. Left paladins. Oh, buddy, Paladins. I love Paladins. Paladins has been left to die for years now, and I'm sorry. Damn, that sucks. But yeah, no, I mean Paladins 2 would be cool, but no, they've abandoned Paladins so long ago. The game isn't bad. There's not much to praise it for. I hope the game will be optimized. I really want optimization or like much more direct. They added DLSS and FSR. It doesn't work on my system, unfortunately, for some reason, even though it works with other games. It just hasn't been working, but the game certainly isn't bad. You have 7 hours, but there's a lot to praise it for. The game feels way better while retaining the Smite game feel. Abilities are just more fun to use all around. The animations are fantastic. Items, way more exciting. Actives are a lot of fun to play. The one relic system makes for some really engaging decisions to make in the early game. Though I wouldn't complain about 2 relics, obviously. And, you know, there's a lot more. Like, the game pace is really good. A lot of people don't like it, but I really enjoy the increased lethality in the game. It's a lot more fun and interesting, and you are rewarded and punished a lot more for your positioning, which is exciting. So, I could go on and on about things I love about Smite, but 10 hours here. Dante, Smite 2 arrived to start things from scratch and have a less convoluted code in the game that kept messing things up. First game, see, this guy understands. In that regard, it's more stable and easily fixable in the wrong. Very true. Many people regard the current state of the game as incomplete, and they would be absolutely right since it's an alpha state. Yes, I actually had somebody in the alpha Discord think that, the Smite Discord think that alpha meant beta and beta meant alpha. He said, I would have understand if the game was in beta. No, they just did not understand what alpha meant. Not even beta yet. They are steadily adding gods from Smite 1 without focusing too much on skins or other nuances. That's true. Everybody's saying it's greedy, cash grab, all stuff. You are not able to buy games or buy skins in Smite 2 after they disabled it for like 3 months. People want to play their favorite. Yeah, obviously, people want to play their favorite god from Smite 1. Can't wait for it. I want Jean-Qui in the game, Tiamat in the game, Sylla in the game. So bad. So bad. The game is slowly but surely catching up to Smite 1 content. Very true. Offering a better visual experience with less bugs and a dev team that listens to community feedback. That is a huge thing. Titan Talks have been insanely informative and is super awesome. Name me another game that has 3 Q&As with the devs every single week. Tell me. I don't think it exists. I don't. Smite 2 is currently a true alpha, true. Despite numerous reviews stating otherwise, yep, they don't really know what's going on. They completely halted production of new skins and disabled the sales of skins for Smite 2 until very recently, true. It was only re-enabled due to community requests, also very true. Very important point. People want skins. The real fans want skins, and it is clear that Hi-Rez was less sure about it. Yeah, they really were delaying the release of skins. You know, they didn't want to get the backlash, but the backlash was from people who just don't play the game, and they didn't understand what alpha meant. They didn't understand all this stuff. Legacy gem conversion is very player friendly, very true. You get a conversion of every gem you've ever spent in Smite 1 into a meter 50% discount on most of Smite 2. Yes, very, very player friendly. Boring stuff out of the way, on to the actual review. Good. New item system is an improvement in every way. Using component systems in MOBAs is often a good improvement and allows for better building and crafting. Or build, crafting, and gameplay. Very true. Most of the gods get meaningful streamline changes, and yes, every god feels better. Everything's just more fun. Smite 2 unique gods are both very fun, unique, and well-designed. Yes. Mordred, you know, he is the worst god in the game, but lord does he feel good. Hecate, one of the best mages they've ever made. I have no doubts that Aladdin will be absolutely fucking awesome. It is extremely clear that the move to UE5 has helped on the back end. The speed of patches have gone up significantly, bugs have gone down, and the game feels 1,000 times more polished than it did even 4 months ago. Yes, the speed of development has been insane. At the start of the thing, they thought they would only get 2 gods out every 3 weeks, and now we are getting 3 gods every 2 weeks or earlier, and we're getting an additional 10 in January, or, you know, if they can't make the deadline, a little bit early into February. We're like, oh my god. The mess. Some of the god changes feel like the changes for the sake of change. That's very true. Some of them don't really feel that impactful. Not necessarily bad, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets toned down later or try to prevent power design. Yeah. This, especially, like, some of the good characters, like, really good characters, like, they do not need huge +1s. Like, yeah. Matchmaking system is good and works well. No, it doesn't. That's the one thing I will be very contentious about. Matchmaking is terrible. Ranked, you can get bronze, silver, plat, gold all on one team. And in casuals, I just don't believe matchmaking exists. Most of my games are 10-minute stomps, or you kill somebody at level 1 and they just AFK. Very not fun. It is the only thing ruining my enjoyment with the game, that I can't get a consistent good game. But when you do get a good game, it is magical. Do the smallish player base. Yeah, it's very hit or miss with a small player base. Obviously, it's much smaller roster. It's going to take time to rebuild every Smite 1 god, especially after the push to 50. It'll probably be over a year before we see the Smite 1 gods in Smite 2. That's true. It's impact games diversity, especially, yeah. But now that we are, like, now that we've added, like, Poseidon and all them, like, oh my god, every game is feeling so unique. There's so many different gods picked, and of course, about a week after the new gods come out, there's gonna be a lot of people playing them, but it's just been like the more variety makes the game so much more replayable. Like I played like 50 games, I think, or something like that over the weekends, ×2 Worshipper weekends. It was awesome. A little bit under 50, but I'm rounding a little bit to make it sound better. Right to is Smite, but better, smoother, and modernized. I totally agree. It's just better in every way. It has a tough road ahead. Yes, players hate it for some reason, but players hate high res for some. I mean, I get that. They cancel all their dumb. Like, bring back Smite tactics. But the God Pack is included in the cheapest Founders Pack. Yes, it makes it worth it. People do not mention this. Oh, Alpha's so greedy. You're buying the God Pack. It is the best purchase in the game. You are insane for thinking that is like at all greedy. Like it is. You are here. You're buying in that you can seriously test the game, be part of its development. Things I've mentioned to developers in their Q&As have been fixed and talked about by the developers. It is absolutely insane how communicative they are. The rate of improvement and exceptional clear love for the game and the dev team. Yes, the dev team's passion is really showing through, and it makes it really hard to not be passionate about the game. The devs clearly love the game. They are clearly, thinking about the road ahead, and they want their game to succeed. Obviously, everybody wants to keep their job, but no, like their passion is palpable. This guy gets it. Only 48 hours on record. Like it's embarrassing for this guy with the 93-hour guy. Like this guy gets the game far more than pretty much anybody else I've read so far. Rapidly improving. Yep, that's pretty much it. Still has a lot of work to be done. Yep, worth a ton of play. Still has the feel of Smite, but with more freedom to builds, and of course, the better graphics, not to mention new gods and even old gods. Yep, it's just perfect. Smite 2 is leaps and bounds above where it was when it first went 24/7. Yes, a testament to devs' dedication to making this game a true successor to Smite 1. Yes, absolutely. Very excited to see how this game continues to progress and for the free-to-play release in January. Oh yeah, absolutely. Smash, you gets it. Like January is going to be huge, and it's going to be exciting. But yeah, we've made it down to the bottom of the most recent reviews. I could check out more reviews. If you want more of this, let me know, and I'll do more. I love ranting. I love calling people dumb. I love calling people smart. And I love just ranting about games I like. So if you like it, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. I won't be able to know if you don't comment. So have a great day. Thanks for watching, and take care.